Hello, welcome to the Chrissie, Sam and Browny podcast.
Hey, we had Manu Feldel come in today. It was a bit of an awkward interview. I don't know why. It just felt weird.
I didn't find it awkward at all.
I did. I felt it was weird. Anyway, you can be the judge of it. I put him in the cone.
And find out if he's ever had sex in a cool room. Yeah, listen for that. What else?
Who else did we have?
I can't remember. No, I can't remember.
Titus O'Reilly came in.
There you go.
Talked all about the Commonwealth Games and other things.
Pangy he revamped the segment called If I Know Brownie, and the results, oh my God.
Out of this world. Brownie told a fantastic story about his little son, Bam Bam. And I put to test one of my theories about kids' names.
Enjoy the podcast, you turkeys.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Well, good morning, Melbourne. Welcome to your Thursday, best day of the week.
Oh, yeah.
I was,
Without question.
Absolutely, Christine. I was summoned to the hairdresser last night. Summons to Marina Prior's hairdresser.
Look at you, John.
Word got out. Actually, you know what? She was sitting watching reruns of The Couch Monday night.
Of course she was.
And that's why I was summoned.
Yeah.
Because I walked in, I said, what's wrong? She said, who and the hell did your hair on Monday night?
Whoa.
It's a disgrace. You look like you had a high top. Get in the chair now.
One of the
gown
great styles, by the way, the high top.
The high
It
top.
was unbelievable. So Marina Prior's hairdresser summons me not to have Marina Prior's haircut.
No.
But have a unique haircut to my hairdo, my hairstyle. And away she went. She was like Edward Scissorhands.
It's a great cut.
Sounds like she treats you sort of rough, you know. Sit down, bitch.
She got real rough with me.
I love that, John.
And so anyway, that's why I got a haircut.
Well, you look
You
lovely.
look smooth.
You look lovely.
What about Rowan Browning? He's on at 6:30.
Oh, really?
The flying mullet.
Saw
The
him
100-metre final. He's on. That's, I know we haven't been super invested in the Commonwealth Games,
No.
Swan, but the Aussies, it's always a struggle in the athletics, because we're against... Until now, we're in the 100-metre final. The flying mullet at
Our
6:30
great mullet
a.m.
hope.
Shervo was our last good sprinter, but something was weighing him down. I don't know what it was.
What was it? Something was sewing him down.
Counterweight.
Yeah.
Like on the cranes on the side of buildings.
Yeah.
They've got that massive counterweight. Well, it's like that. Too many of those big sort of concrete stacks to counterlever.
Yeah.
That's why Shervo just never broke 10.
That's it.
Manu's on today. He's going to go in the cone of silence.
Yeah.
Titus later on. But next, this Eddie Bet stuff, this Adelaide Crows stuff, I should say, is so interesting. When they went on this weird torture camp, and Eddie's written about it in his book.
That's right. And he spoke about it for the first time last night on AFL 360. So we'll hear the words from the man himself.
He'll be hating this attention.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Whether you've been craving the ocean, snow, mountains, or city lights, there are so many possibilities for you and your next trip.
Make up for missed holidays and explore more of Oz with whatif.com. Jump online or on the What If app.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
We're talking footy now, technically, Swanee.
Attacking footy.
We're talking Eddie Betts and his whole camp drama from the Adelaide Crows pre-season of 2018. It's a gift that just keeps on giving. It's just astonishing. Of course, Eddie Betts just written his autobiography. He's very honest, open and honest about what happened on this fateful camp, it's fair to say, which has absolutely broken down that Adelaide Football Club. Once powerful football club. Now they're trying to rebuild it, Swanee. No one at the club, no one that was in the hierarchy at the club at the time is still at the club from an executive point of view.
Right.
So
my question is this. There were obviously a lot of people on that camp having that experience.
yes.
Why has it been left to Eddie Betts to be the one to blow it open?
Well, they've tried to. It's been a funny old saga. It's been a lot of hush about it. The Adelaide Crows have sort of they've addressed it previously, but haven't really addressed it.
No, the details have never been released.
Absolutely.
Would that be because there's still players at the club that don't want to kick the bee's nest sort of thing?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe there's a little bit of that. And they're explicitly told not to talk to anyone about what happened on the camp when they left the camp from the hierarchy or from the staff members there, but especially the people that were running the external group that were running this camp and the goings on. I'll tell you, here's a lesson for you. If you want to go and be a coach, professional sport, don't roll out gimmicks because players smell bullshit way too easily these days.
100%.
There's a lesson for a young coach who gets his harebrained idea, he reads about it somewhere and decides to go out and roll it out on his team.
Who was the coach at the time?
Don Pike. And Don Pike, he's a good fella, Don Pike, got a good record, but, potentially going for the GWS job. If I was a board member at GWS, I'd say, Don, I'm confident you're a good match day coach, But how the hell did you allow this to happen under your watch as the senior figure in the football department of the Adelaide Crows?
Please explain.
Please
Yeah.
explain. Okay, if you can come up with a good answer,
Yeah.
it's going to go a long way towards us giving you the job. Until you can answer that, though, Swanee, okay, that's
Jury's
a big
out.
thing. The jury's out. So there was an apology from the current Crows administration yesterday.
Being at the Adelaide Crows was probably the best time that I've ever had, and I can't really let 4 months take that fun, that love that I had at the Adelaide Crows, the friendships that I still have there. Some of my best mates are from the Crows, and maybe one day my kids might get a chance to come back and play for the Crows.
That's nice, isn't
Yeah.
it? Because his kids will be eligible under the father-son rule. He's a legend of that footy club.
Yeah.
And the current CEO, Tim Silvers, who's a good man. I know Tim well. Tim got on the front foot yesterday morning, even though he had no involvement in it. He wasn't at the club in 2018. He got out and apologised straight away and apologised to the players on the camp as well for what happened there. Going home, talking to his wife, this was confronting because they were told, do not tell anyone, not even family members. But obviously, he was
Creepy, eh?
hurting.
That's sus.
It's creepy.
Absolutely. You're not bloody in the Navy SEALs, Swanee, or the SAS.
Absolutely.
So he went home and he told his wife because he was
Course.
hurting.
I'm very open and honest with my wife, and I told her everything. I was hurting, and I was having this pain and feeling sick and what I've been through, and I just sat down and told her everything that we did, and that was kind of a breach of, we were meant to not tell them what we did on the camp.
Yes. So
You've got to be sus when someone says to you, ever in life, don't tell anyone.
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. So yeah, you could tell he was emotional during that part of the interview. And at one stage he came out, Swanee. He goes, not I don't care, but he said, this is what happened on the camp. Like there was no sort of, it was no muck around. This is my perception of it. No, this is what happened on the camp. So AFL, take note. Crows, take note. AFL Players Association, take note. This is what happened, and it can never happen again.
Yes.
Something like this. What else we got there, Dino?
Here we go.
This is the apology.
Tim Silvers did it. He apologised to everyone that did feel hurt from that infamous camp at the Adelaide Crows, and I know a lot of players did feel hurt and still are hurting, and hopefully they can get some comfort from that apology.
There you go. So there was an apology. So this probably wraps it all up, Swanee. The Adelaide Crows can move forward now. He's been very brave and very honest with us all. It's in one of the chapters of his books.
That camp, it's obviously an outsourced service.
Yes.
Obviously, the football team used it. Who else would use that service?
Well,
I mean,
there
it
is
seems
a
like
lot-
a very...
Well, there is a lot of external facilitators previously that have been called into football clubs to come in and help out. I told you one time we had an external leadership mob come in and they came up with a great idea of, okay, we're going to separate you all in groups and we're going to give you an egg each.
And you're going to put
a
the
random
egg.
amount of straws and sticky tape, and then you have to go around and barter with each group for 5 to 10 minutes and negotiate how many straws and how many bits of sticky tape you can have to build a safety capsule for the egg, which eventually will be dropped from 2 metres high. And the winning team, well, this sounds like kindergarten crap.
It
doesn't
sounds like primary school, yeah. And I would have loved it in grade 3.
But this was all leadership stuff, Swanee. This was all leadership stuff. So this is what happens. You get these ideas come in from the outside, and that's why I don't think there'll be a hell of a lot of it going forward now.
Thank God.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
The bloody hell is that? I'm scratching my head. Can't tell chit from chat.
Goes out to Sam Pang. He knows it's the best jingle we have.
I agree.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I like this game.
It's a great game. We've had lots of voices on this show. I'm going to play tiny snippets of them. You guys are going to buzz in with your names as buzzer. Swanee.
Chrissie.
Juggernaut.
Oh, Jesus.
Look, he's so
Come on.
casual
Now,
with him.
Swan and JB, the winner is going to win tickets to Urban Surf. What's that? It's this fake wave joint out near the airport.
It sounds amazing.
You go surfing.
How do you pronounce it?
Urban Surf. Is that say it right?
Is it with an N? URBN?
Urban Surf. Am I high? Can I not say it right?
No, yesterday you read it pronounced urban. Remember,
Okay.
you read the whole
You're like Eddie
credit.
Betts who calls Mark Robinson
Well-
rubber.
You can all go to hell. And Brookie, Swan's playing for you. Good luck, Brooke.
Thank you.
All the best. And John, you've got Smelly Ellie. Ellie.
Oh, thank you.
No,
Heard that one
It's not
before.
nice.
That's not.
Ellie, you wouldn't be smelly. She'd be fresh.
You don't know that. Round 1.
It doesn't exist, the formula.
Juggernaut.
Yeah.
It's the lady out of maths, the judge.
I need something.
Chrissie,
The judge.
With the steel, Swanee.
Alessandra Rampola.
1-0. Round 2.
Where were you, Alison?
Round 2.
I've got a big piece of food.
Chrissie,
Swanee again.
Robert Irwin.
Bam! You awake, mate?
She's a bit stiff here. Come on.
You don't have to tell us.
Hang in there, Smelly.
I've never been mentally sharper, by the way. I'm hard to beat on this at the moment.
Well, it's 2-0. Come on, John, lift. Oh, wait, I'm going to give another one. One that John might get. Here we go.
So I didn't want to sort of be floating around.
Juggernaut.
Yeah, John.
Nathan Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Christine, you should have got that.
That's your boyfriend.
Come on.
I should have got that. It's your
It's
boyfriend.
your partner. 2-1, Swan.
Back off, kids. Juggernaut.
Whoa!
It is.
You can see him, but you can't.
Chrissie,
Wait,
the steal.
Just see if he gets it. You got 3 seconds,
We
big
got
guy.
Harley Brown.
Oh, no. And Swanee for the win.
Lockie Hume.
That is 100% correct.
Brooke, you've won yourself an experience.
Brookie.
Yay, thank you so much.
Mate, this is off the hook. You're going to Urban Surf. It's out near the airport.
Holy crap.
You go surfing, you got to put a wetsuit on and everything. A double pass to Boost Mobile Winter Jam at Urban Surf. And Ellie, sorry for
Hope
that.
you keep falling off, Brooke.
Oh, that's kind. And Ellie, sorry for calling you a dumb name before. And I'm going to give you a $200 voucher to the Commons Collective.
Yes, good,
Oh
Ellie.
my God.
You're a
Thank
nurse
you, guys.
and you are the best.
Have we got any more Juggernaut for her?
Oh,
Thanks,
yeah,
guys.
we'll dig some out. Enjoy Fenju Yum Cha at the Commons Collective this August. Good stuff.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Instagram. Chrissie, Sam and Brownie's True Crime Hotline.
I was an early adapter on the true crime, and I've been a huge fan of true crime for maybe 20 years or more, back when it was a great shame.
Really?
Yeah. I remember going to bookstores. This is before, all the streaming services. I would go to the bookstores and say, oh, my mum's a real freak. Can you put me... I've got to get her a book. I don't even know what they are, really, these serial killers.
Yeah.
Can you point me in the direction of your true
okay.
crime? I had to excuse it.
The bloodiest.
Now, everybody's mad for it, and I'm happy. There's nothing that excites me more than a headline that goes like this.
Yeah.
I saw it yesterday on Instagram, and I immediately stopped and screenshot it. Candy Montgomery. I'm going to do it in an American
Please.
crime voice.
Yes.
Candy Montgomery seemed like the perfect housewife. Then she killed her best friend with an axe.
Yes.
I like that.
You're in, aren't you?
Yes. Killed her best friend with an axe.
Yes.
So not her husband or her partner.
No.
Best friend.
So that's an unusual one. Normally it's the husband, wives with knives, etc.
So the best friend is snuck in and he's knocking off the husband.
Well, that is a great synopsis, but I don't know. This is a new. This is a new
Well, you got me
TV
in
drama.
straight away, Swanee.
It's a new TV drama, and I'm going to be on board. If I find 1 second to myself on the weekend, this is what I'm going to be doing. Yes. And it is a new true crime series starring the Sinner's Jessica Biel.
Love her.
John's in.
Love her.
I know you do. We know you do.
She's playing the role of Candy Montgomery.
Star.
And it just got me thinking. People that love true crime, we really are connoisseurs. And I personally think the best true crime series is The Jinx.
Swanee, hands down, no contest ever.
Closely followed by The Staircase, the original documentary.
Not Police Academy?
No. Weirdly, no.
No, the Jinx, in all seriousness, was unbelievable.
It was
It's a
unbelievable.
gift that just keeps on giving
Yeah.
right until the last scene.
Oh,
I mean, you can't forget. I know exactly where I was when it happened. I can see the living room it was just mind blowing.
Yeah, I agree.
If you are a true crime connoisseur, you must see The Jinx. You also must call us on 13 24 10. I have my pen poised because the army of true crime lovers is huge
it's big.
and growing.
yes, it is.
Well, books
Swanee.
and podcasts.
Yes, we work with a gorgeous woman called Polly Goodchild.
Oh, the great woman.
She's watched the entire Wives with Knives series.
I love the title of that.
Wives with Knives. 13, 24,
Currently
10.
on a Kentucky tour in Europe.
She is. Yeah, she is in Croatia.
Yes.
Yeah. 13, 24, 10. Give us a call now. I have my pen poised, as does everybody else.
Yeah.
What is your Number 1 or number 2, whatever, one or two, hot picks. When someone says to you, what true crime should I watch? You've watched all of them.
Yeah.
What do you say? What is it?
I like this.
Yeah.
Call now.
Yeah.
Hey, Swan, just into the break, can you give us that headline again?
Sure. Candy Montgomery seemed like the perfect housewife. Then she killed her best friend with an axe.
Amanda and Doreen, what do you got for us?
What's your hot top pick?
So it's called Don't F with Cats on Netflix. I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, but it's about this video gets posted online back in, I think it's like early 2000s or whatever.
Yes.
And it's a guy who's torturing kittens, and he posts it to a forum, and people who are very passionate about cats sort of go, you know what, this isn't okay, and they analyse the video and they find out information about like the background, like out the window.
Yes, I have seen it, and they uncover a much more sinister plot.
Really?
Yeah, just purely from the video, they figure out everything and the power of the internet.
Amanda.
Yep.
Is it better than Cats the movie?
Good question, mate. Good question.
I gave that one a miss.
Anything's better than Cats the movie, I reckon.
I can vouch. I can vouch for this one too. And don't think I don't want to see kittens getting harmed. They don't show the real bad stuff, but where it goes, it might be Jinx level. This one,
it's
really
good.
Really good, man.
Yeah,
yeah. Don't F with cats. Thanks, Amanda. First class and 50K could be yours. Gavin Bentley, what do you got?
Hey there. I am listening to Twin Flames at the moment. It's a podcast, but it's all about like a cult that started on how people can find their perfect match, and they kind of just like take money and mess with them.
I love this.
I haven't finished it yet, but it's pretty intense.
So it's a podcast. I got about a 4-hour drive this morning, Gav. So I might listen to that. You reckon?
Yeah, you'll be set, 100%.
So what's it about? Dating?
Yeah, so it's about finding.
Gav, your phone's abandoned us. Your phone's a bit dodgy, but Twin Flames. We'll write that one down.
Absolutely. Jono from Ferntree Gully. Jono.
Good morning, everyone.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, Jono. You a true crime guy?
I am. Yeah, I always have been. And I've been an avid fan of Joe Kender, Homicide Hunter.
I love him.
Yeah, he's a legend. He solved nearly 400 homicides over a 23-year career.
Wow.
Haven't you seen this, Swanee, Homicide Hunter?
No.
Oh, you'd love him. Joe's unbelievable. What about his personality and his way?
Do you want me to do an impression of him?
Yes, thanks, Jono.
All right, here he goes. He goes, oh, my. That's what he does.
I'm going to love him.
I would have liked a little bit more, Jono.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Hey, Jono, are you a forensic files man too?
Look, I actually studied criminology and psychology a long time ago, and I've come from a policing family. So my brother was a senior police officer in Victoria, so we know all the famous homicide people. And I've just always had an interest.
Got to ask: are you an actual sick puppy trying to suppress your own homicidal desires?
No, definitely not.
Jono, your lineage there really makes this recommendation sing. I'm going to watch Homicide Hunter because of your background.
You will like it.
Yeah,
you will like it.
I will.
Just give us that my thing again. That was hot, man.
All right, here it comes. Oh, my.
But he's very good, Jono. I'd like you to expand your range. Yeah. However, that is very good.
First class and 50K could be yours. Finally, Tony and Frankston, what do you got?
Jono.
He's a good cracker.
Versace, American Crime Story. It's about the guy that killed Versace.
Gianni Versace.
Did he shoot him down on some steps?
He did, but he wasn't the first person he'd killed. He'd actually killed before him. So the story is interesting.
And was he like a hot model playboy sort of guy?
Yeah. He was. He was impersonating being an actor, yeah. And the other good one is Dirty John.
Dirty John, I really enjoyed it too, with Amanda Peet.
Yeah.
And I feel like there was a documentary version of that one as well, which was great. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, I love this. I could do this once a week and just have a book dedicated to these. I mean, you'll never get to the end of it.
Tony and
My
Frank.
partner thinks we're weirdos.
You
but,
are a little bit.
Probably are a little bit. Maybe stop dressing up, Tone.
Nah, and just leave him.
Yeah, just leave him, Tony.
Who
Never
gives a
thought of
shit
that.
what he thinks.
You can't have an affair.
All right. Well, that took a turn, and all the best.
Chrissie, Sam, and Brownie.
The podcast.
Best day of the week, Melbourne. Thursday. It's going to be sunny like it was yesterday. What a great day.
A bit windy yesterday, though.
It was, but I enjoyed it. Just like I'm enjoying the current view
Oh, yeah?
of Sampang.
Good morning, Melbourne.
How was your day yesterday? What did you get up to?
I played golf yesterday
With who?
with Max Gorn
And?
and Rob Sitch.
Powerful trio.
Very powerful.
They embarrassed themselves.
Trilogy of terror.
What is wrong with you?
How does Max Gorn play golf with that enormous height? He's so far from
How
the
about,
green.
maybe I'll give you some context. He finished 119th out of 121
Okay,
competitors.
so he
You
doesn't
don't
play
have
well.
to. I don't know why you're outing. That's like we've all had bad days.
Oh, jeez. I haven't had one that bad.
Pardon me, Tiger Woods over there. You've never had a bad one.
That's right. Yeah, call me Tiger from now on.
What do you say off air? My mum would play better than that, and she's never hit a ball.
Yeah, that was,
Exactly.
that
I'll
was a
stand
bit
by that.
harsh.
Surely-
there was like, but listen, it was lovely company. We had a beautiful day. I don't know why you're trying to take a negative out of a positive, John, just because you weren't there. You putz.
Rob Sitch would have done better. Tell us how he went.
What?
Yeah, you heard me.
I'm not giving out the score.
Just give the scores.
We're
They're
on radio.
published in the newspaper.
Rob finished 118th.
All right,
Can you believe that? Out of 121 competitors,
I don't want.
Sam's two partners finished 118th and 119th respectively.
You know what? I'm going to say something that Chrissie Swan should have said years ago. That's enough with the golf chatter. I've got stuff to do.
You look like a fake farmer too.
Whoa.
Just like a dairy farmer.
I think you look wonderful today, actually.
Blundstones and a flanny.
I'm going to milk you like a cow in a minute.
Yes. Live.
I know what that means, by the way.
Want to see what happens in the studio? Check it out on Facebook. Follow Chrissie, Sam, and Brownie.
Chrissie, Sam, and Brownie.
Hey, so end of the week for me, I've just got little bits and pieces that have piled up. Do you know what I mean? Firstly, Brownie, you know I watched your show on Monday on the couch.
Which one? The live one or the encore?
That's one of my favourite moments on a Monday, Swanee, when we mentioned that On the Couch is on, and it's like a automatic reaction. You just say, On the Couch is on tonight. He goes, yeah, 6:30, encore at 8:30.
Yep.
Just in case it's so good, the first broadcast that you go, I want to watch it again.
That's absolutely.
See,
Who wouldn't want that? Great performance. You go and watch a rock band, got a great performance. Who wouldn't want to watch that again?
And you've got
Play it
form.
again.
You're on today.
You've got form in that department, Sam, having watched The Bodyguard and then straight away the encore.
I'd just broken up with a girl. I was in the fetal position. I couldn't get off the couch, Swanee.
You've just
There
been
you go.
dumped.
She's that Frank Farmer who brought me back.
Yeah.
Frankie.
So can you explain for those who didn't see it that you had David Mundy on from the Fremantle Football Club, and because he announced his retirement after a lot of games.
371 games.
It's a lot of games.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. He's a boy from Seymour too.
Yeah, and I would have described it as about 8 or 9 minutes of David Mundy talking about how he was retiring.
Yeah. Well, I tried to change it up. I
you didn't need to.
I did.
Didn't
I threw
need
a
to,
question in about Fremantle, but Rui quickly brought it back to David Mundy's chat about his retirement.
Swanee, this legend of that club. I know they don't get much, profile over here, but the 370 games is like 120 more than you, Brownie. That's a lot of games.
And he had to
It's
fly
amazing
from
I've
Perth
never
every
heard of
second
him.
week.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny. I've never heard him. He played 370
Very
games.
understated, Swanee, but he's
Had you heard of him, Dino, from being from Perth?
He started when I was in high school. He's been playing forever.
19 years. He kicked 2 goals after the 2 winning goals after the siren against Richmond. Swanee.
We're
Must be
doing this
some
as
sort
your
of
life.
record.
So listen, this is what it is. He spent 8 minutes, but the chat was 8 minutes about him talking about his retiring, and he'd come to a wonderful place in his life, and it was his decision, and he talked to his family. Anyway, it sounded like this.
Hasn't been the easiest decision to come to, but now that it's here and that I've made it, and that I've spoken to friends and family in the football club, I'm pretty happy and pretty content with the decision.
It's always wonderful, by the way, when a player gets to leave on their terms. You know what I mean? Obviously, Brownie didn't. You know what I mean? He would have played on, but despite injuries, and then and so when a player like David Bundy, after 370 games, gets to leave the club on his terms and say thank you very much.
It's the ultimate power move.
It is. It is. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, but it's also a bit of a fairy tale. So I'd watch David Bundy do that for about 8 minutes. And then they had the journo. They said, thank you, David Bundy. They had the journo, John Ralph, come in, and then he gave this story about David Bundy.
It's like Michael Tuck. It's like Brent Harvey. He wasn't offered a new deal. He would have played on.
Oh, no.
Joking.
No.
Oh, dear.
Straight after. 10 minutes of it. It was a beautiful fairy tale finish. David Bundy left on his terms. There was nothing left in the tank. The family, The journo comes on and goes, he wasn't offered a new contract. I wish you'd delivered that in your stupid voice.
I nearly spat my water out when he said
Can we hear the bluntness of that? That's blunt force trauma.
It's like Michael Tuck. It's like Brent Harvey. He wasn't offered a new deal. He would have played on.
Sonny, I listened to 10 minutes of those three talking to David Bundy, and it was just beautiful. There was nothing.
He explained it eloquently too.
But which story is true?
Yeah, well, usually the journos like Johnny Ralph don't throw stuff out there without knowing.
We will never know.
No, I think we know. Listen, I wanted to just. I know you know. I wanted to. Good on him. Hey, truth tellers.
It's a bit brutal. Why would he do that?
Ralph at the end of the suit goes, do you reckon Monday will be all right with that?
Do you reckon? And what did you say?
So it might be a bit flat.
I don't know.
Sorry.
It's not
couldn't have written it.
It's not going to get any better that for me, but
That is brutal.
I'll do my best. The more you play it, the more brutal it sounds.
It's like Michael Tuck. It's like Brent Harvey. He wasn't offered a new deal. He would have played on.
He would have played on. That's an indictment on that man's character, on Mundy's character. He would have played on, knowing he wasn't any good anymore and he was just stealing from the club. He would have played on.
He's a good player.
I know, but that's what is.
I know.
That's what's intimated by. He would have played on.
He'd still be in their best 3 or 4 players.
What? Really?
Truly? He'll probably nearly win their best and fairest. He'll be high up in their best and fairest.
Why couldn't they give him a year for crying out loud?
Mate, it shocked me.
Ask Ralphie.
Way to go.
Just while we're on sport, remember yesterday I mentioned that Tiger Woods was offered $1 billion to join that new Saudi-backed Live tour.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of money.
That's so
even
much
for Tiger.
money.
But he's done the math.
And he's knocked it back.
What?
That's what you said. Yeah,
Absolutely, Swanee.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. And unlike you, Dino.
I'm bored.
By the way, so Swanee, there's a bit of...
I feel like he could have walked away unashamedly from the PGA Tour because he's essentially made the PGA Tour what it is now, and that's why a lot of these young golfers are multi-millionaires because of Tiger Woods.
It's a lot of money. He would have done the maths. There's a bit of, they call it sports washing, Swanee. Of course, it's Saudi back. They're calling it blood money and all this sort of stuff because the Saudi government's behind all this. This was hats off to this young gentleman who was at a Live tournament, I think, last week, and Phil Mickelson, he's taken the money and gone and played.
Right.
He was in the crowd when Phil was about to tee off.
All right, behind me right there is Phil Mickelson, the face of this new golf league being bankrolled by the Saudi government. $100 million. That's all it took for him to come here. And I guess forget about that journalist that was chopped up by the Saudi government. Hey, Phil, give us a wave. Let's go. Yeah, give me a look. Yes, thumbs up.
So this guy's just in the hold on. No, this guy's just in the crowd, right? He's kind of kind of filming himself, just saying, "Here I am, Saudi at the Live tournament." And Phil's there. He took the money. Hey, give us a wave. Then, just as Phil's about to swing, Swanee, as he goes to the tee to have a swing, this is what happens.
Last hour, Phil Mickelson teed off here at the 16th hole, just behind me. Here's what happened.
Do it for the Saudi royal family.
Come on, man. That's what same guy. That's what the same guy yelled out just as Phil's about to hit the ball, Swatty.
Jeez, he wouldn't have been happy.
No.
About as happy as David Mundy after hearing this talk back.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
I love the bedside chats where the kids are crook at the moment. Not the kids crook. Kyle's been a little bit crook last couple of days, so been doing a lot of heavy lifting with the family. Christine,
Is it the virus that's going around, the vomit? And
a little bit of. Well, no, just the bad head cold. No COVID though, but there's a lot of sickness going around, isn't there?
She's been sick for a year minimum.
Poor bugger. Anyway, I like the bedside chats. Get the kids to bed, get them up there, tell them a story, all that sort of stuff. But Jackie threw a new one across my desk last night.
Who did?
Jackie Brown, little Bam.
He's
sitting there. He's pretty active. He's an active 9-year-old.
Club over the shoulder.
Yeah, club over the shoulder. He's always out
animal
in the
print
yard.
loincloth.
Animal print loincloth. Yeah, that's pretty much. That's his pyjamas. So I said to him, "How you going, mate?" He goes, "Yeah, Dad, I'm a little bit sore underneath my nuts." And I said, "Oh, okay, righto."
What the?
So, well, maybe
Direct.
Maybe because you've been to the skate park, mate. You know, you've been to the skate park. You've been on your mongoose BMX, you got your scooter, so you've been working hard, maybe got a little bit of saddle soreness from some of the jumps or some of the manoeuvres you've been attempting at the skate park. He goes, "Oh, yeah, I'm just a bit worried." I said, "Well, mate, you'll be okay. It'll be fine." And he goes, "Yeah, no, I think I was on a scooter most of the time, so it couldn't be that." I said, "Oh, fair enough." So anyway, just kept going round and round in circles, and eventually, obviously, my interest is starting to wane, and my empathy levels
mate, of course.
starting to wane.
You said bend over.
No.
That was a prostate check, by the way.
Oh, yes.
Oh, we know.
It's all right.
Yeah, we know.
I don't think.
Make
I don't think.
sure.
We know.
I don't think you got anything to worry about when the whole chat starts with kid calling him nuts. You know, but don't worry about it. Don't worry
My
about
nuts
it.
are sore.
So I thought, what I do? I'm going to go with. I'm going to go to Kyle. I'm going to ask for Kyle's, knowing full well that she would have been worn out by this stage. So I said to him, "Mate, what has Mum said?"
Great.
And he replied, there was a nice little bit of dead air. He said, "Mum said my balls are getting bigger."
That is a great answer because when things get bigger, they hurt.
Absolutely.
100%. I'm with you, Kylie.
You can tell Kyle, she's just worn out. When she's giving him that answer.
That's great. That's a great answer.
My balls might be getting bigger.
That's a great answer.
Sure, that's not.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Hey, everyone. What's that noise? That's still the
like
song.
an ultrasound.
Yeah, it does.
What is it?
Hey, coming up later on, Manu will be on, but in the meantime, the Hatted Wonder.
It's time to get classy.
Titus O'Reily. Hot. He talks about football. Mostly on Twitter.
280 characters.
And on this show as well.
What a thrill it is to have you every week.
It is a thrill for me to be here. I don't say that often enough.
Time to change that intro. Twitter's not the go anymore. He's got a number, big hit podcast. He's on, does a lot of more than enough television for everyone. Yeah, man.
But I do a lot of my right-wing stuff on Twitter.
Right. Well, there you go.
Like the insurrectionist stuff,
Still
all
important.
on Twitter.
Still
Don't
important.
worry.
Yeah.
Cheap seats, front bar. You do a lot of telly.
Do a bit. For someone who looks like me, that's a lot.
What's news?
I tell you, I was driving yesterday and I was listening to you guys chat Eddie Betts and the Adelaide Crows camp. Has any story gone on longer? This happened pre-COVID. It's like 40 years ago.
It did, and I'm surprised that it's taken so long to come out.
Well, the thing about this, so I've said one. I'm probably, as a white middle-aged man, I'm probably best to talk about Eddie Betts and Indigenous Australians' experiences.
I can't think of a better spokesperson.
Yeah, no, I know a lot about it.
Hasn't stopped anyone else.
That's right. But aside from all the Indigenous cultural stuff, which he even himself said that was a part of it, but it was how bad the rest of it was. Most of this we've known, right? Like it's more been hilarious. The Adelaide Crows have been like a child.
Yeah,
you catch red-handed doing something and you go, "Did you do that?" And they're like, "Nah." And that's what Crows have been like the whole time. But what it really is everyone knows this stuff, which is anyone who works in a job that's had to do a off-site, a team-building exercise, a culture day, you know, these things they're terrible. And they're never good, and they never build teams.
No.
And companies spend millions on them all the time.
Yes.
And I have a theory, like, we had one where I was at one company and they were talking about building a culture, and they spent 3 days talking what their culture pillars would be. So I feel, Eddie, because I just know what this is like. And they said, one of them they said was going to be collaboration. And I said, that's what the French did with the Germans. And they did not get the reference or appreciate it at all.
You know what culture building works? Going to a pub all together and hanging out and having a dance and drinking too much and having canapes.
Exactly.
That is the best thing.
I thought you were going to say canna something else, but...
Cannabis.
Canapes.
Oh, Caniston.
Get rid of those rashes.
Unless it occurs at Entrecote, and then it's not.
That was a great team building exercise.
But you could argue it's a great thing.
Maybe.
Jake Melksham, who punched Stephen May,
been back in the side.
Been back in the side and been a big part of why Melbourne's back on track.
It's an inexact science, though. It's an inexact science, isn't it, Jim? And you can't, you don't know what would work for different groups of people and what work situations, and some don't. Although we can acknowledge that this one doesn't work for any of them.
Well, the thing is, every corporate you've been in one when they'll go, well, let's do a team building exercise, and it will be like, you're all on an island. Desert island, and you're trapped, and it's the 5 of you and someone from accounting and someone from sales and someone from operations, and the person that's good at that team building exercise is always the worst person to work with.
Great.
Because everyone else there has real work to do and is going, I'm stressed, I don't want to be here, I've got a job to do.
I've got real work to do.
I've got real work to do. And that person's like, this is great, I'm out of a day of work.
Yes.
And they say things like, oh, we should cooperate together. And you go, yeah, that's not an insight. Most of us are doing that all the time.
Yes.
We don't do this as like, but they act like it's like they're 50 years old and they go, oh, maybe if we don't stab each other in the back all the time.
Put simply, a lot of these outside people are charlatans that are never done in their real, they're never done in their real life.
That's put simply.
No, and I'm not
agree.
talking about these. I'm not talking about when the police SWAT team or the army guys run these.
Well, that's physical stuff,
that is
you know.
different.
That's different.
Not these guys that come in with all these. These highbrow sort of high-end, too much theory, read too many books, all this sort of crap.
It's always struck
Confuses
me,
everyone.
these companies, and I don't know if this is slanderous or not, it feels like they're by, hotshot entrepreneurs that go, hang on, these big companies have got a whole lot of cash and they're always looking for ways to spend it.
They have to spend it, otherwise it gets taken.
What if I give them an offer that's too good to refuse? I'm going to charge them, I don't know, $100,000. And the companies go, yeah, okay, that's good. That sounds like the right thing to do.
And we can tick the box. We've done something for the... So it's no wonder Eddie's just saying all this stuff. They tended to do a lot of extra stuff, but everyone's been in one of these going, why are we here?
Oh, it's such
Why are we doing it? And the money, you were better to put it on a bar tab.
Of course.
Yes.
But this is why you're not in upper level management, though. All of us. That's true. All of us talking about this is the reason that upper level management doesn't think like this.
No, well they don't think.
Good morning to our bosses, and Titus is here. We'll see you in a second.
Oh, they're in town too.
Oh, good.
Do you want to see what this looks like? Well, get the visuals on Instagram. Follow Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Good morning, Melbourne. Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Over 100. Titus O'Reilly's in the studio. You must be mildly relieved that the D's actually won a game on the weekend.
Mildly?
Yeah.
No, I'm so excited. We got Collingwood on Friday night. Hey, we should do tips, Chrissie. I know you love tips.
We all love tips in here. Are you gonna break out the Iberico jamon
I've got
as a celebration?
Oh, absolutely. There's some of the wines. I can't say them on air because only rich people know them. But
What's your go-to cheese on a cheese? Well, if it's a bottle of wine and there's some prosciutto, some olives, and there's some bread, what's the cheese you go with?
Well, I always have a wheel of Dauphinoise in the fridge.
Sounds très bien to me.
You know?
You got a wheel in there.
Well, I've got one of the rooms in my house is a fromagerie. We have there's a guy that runs. Yeah, he comes in at 6 every morning, and you can just pop in whenever you want.
You got one of those string cutters. that sort of comes down the wire. The wire cuts the
it's
cheese roll.
It's actually one of the biggest
Cheese wheel.
cheese operations in Melbourne.
Underground. It's been underground, I suppose. This is the first time it's been made public.
Oh yeah, no, I think it's in the East Wing. I obviously just ring a bell.
Yep.
And it comes. Like, I don't really go in there that much.
Do you think that...
It's a bit overpowering in there.
Do you think the blue and entrecôte may be the catalyst for premiership success this year? Because I know back in 2001, at a long lunch between the girls, they got in a dust-up with each other. And then
which girls was this?
What do you mean, the players' partners?
Partners.
Yeah.
Well, not the women's team.
How did they galvanise the team?
A few months later, we went on to win the premiership.
What year was
galvanised
this?
The boys. Of course, they had to sort a few things out first.
Because they were all fighting, you couldn't go home.
Well, the boys got the call. The boys got the call.
Rain.
Come and pick the girls up from the long lunch. It got a bit out of hand.
Did Kylie Brown throw a punch?
Yeah.
Yeah, left hook. She's a great left hook.
Oh.
I don't think Kyle's was around then.
Really? So what was the fight over?
I don't know. I don't know what it was.
Yes, you do.
You do, though.
Yeah. Was it over you?
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
You brought this up, John.
Ladies.
No, I was just saying, quite often we threw a lot of shade at Melbourne, but then they're starting to get their form back and they'll go on to...
Oh, nothing
It's true. It's what you're saying is the grain of sand that makes the pearl. Sometimes, something quite innocuous.
Galvanises.
Mate, this happens all that. I know it's hilarious we're talking about it. That happens all the time about teammates not getting along. At Carlton, famously in a practice match, I think it was Cameron Cloak. No, Satantaro helped and kicked Cameron Cloak in, as your boy Jackie would say, the balls.
The balls.
Nuts.
While he was on the ground.
While he was
lying on the ground.
This was like just,
At training. Well, what about the time we all punched on at that Christmas party?
Oh, boy.
My eye still waters if the sun's directly in it from the...
And look how close we are now. It's a
Chrissie
good thing.
Brown gave
Salty
me.
Vic did quit after that, though, because she just dropped
She started a lot of it. She did start it. Now, is anyone watching the Commonwealth Games?
We just watched the 100-metre sprint. We did. Flying mullet, Rowan Browning finished 5th, I think, in the 100-metre sprint in the athletics. 6th.
We're getting signals of what's happening. Because
we're getting signals to
I don't
wrap it
feel
up
it's
soon.
captured I don't think it's captured people's hearts and minds, this Commonwealth game.
Why?
Pang's not even looking at me as I say that.
No, we had to do we did our job. We the front bar did a Commonwealth Games special last week.
Up against Neighbours, the finale of Neighbours.
I don't know what else we could have done.
I thought it was also poor form of you to appear in the finale of Neighbours up against yourself.
Yeah.
I thought that was harsh.
At
But
Lassiter's, just drinking whiskey.
Just drinking that bar dry. So the Commonwealth Games, I don't know, it may not.
they're
have
in
captured-
Birmingham, which is
true.
not the most exciting city.
Home of Peaky Blinders, John.
It's home of Peaky Blinders. It's also the home of
right.
Barry Fry, who was the manager of Birmingham City. And I think I mentioned this, the Romani people put a curse on their stadium, and so they kept losing.
Oh.
And it was the only one hit by a bomb in World War II. This was part of the curse.
Wow.
And then the Germans, there was just a bit of bomb damage, but it didn't matter. But then about a week later, a fireman saw a little fire burning in the stand, which was made of wood. So he grabbed a nearby bucket and threw it on the fire, and it was a bucket of petrol someone had left there. So he finished what the Nazis couldn't. So this is in Birmingham. This is what Birmingham's like. Anyway, they then said, well, you know what we're going to do to stop this curse happening, because we kept losing and going down to lower divisions. We need to, this guy Barry Fry was the manager, said, I need to go and talk to the local Romani people and find out how you get rid of a curse.
Smart.
And so the Romani guy goes, yeah, I know how to get rid of that curse if you want to know how. He goes, yeah, how do I do it? He goes, you need to wee on each corner post of the ground.
Oh, my God.
Which you just know, that guy probably wasn't even a Romani, right? He was just a guy at the pub who just thought, this will be funny. I'll get the manager of the local team. So he went and did it. And he said it was actually quite hard, because weighing in 4 different corners of a footy oval, he had to build up his liquids.
Of course he did. He would have had to have been chugging back the
Anyway,
water
they went on a 16-game winning streak after he did it.
What?
We should do that in this studio, by the way. Maybe next week's shows would be better. We just went around in all 4 corners and just...
I've already done it.
I know. That's how you
Titus.
Thank you very much.
But I love the Commonwealth Games because I try to look for scandals involving the Commonwealth Games, and they are so boring. I found 2.
Okay.
Like, that's it.
How far back?
Well, one was 1982 Commonwealth Games. They decided to introduce gender testing. So, this has been going on a while, the transgender debate, but they decided to bring it in to prove people in case they weren't. The problem was they picked the first people to gender test were Australia's women's bowling team, who were all 55-year-old grandmothers.
What seems an unusual place
and so
to
they just
start.
laughed themselves silly going, gender test. They were like literally in tears laughing as they go, you have to be gender tested.
almost-
And they're like, all of them are grandmothers. They're going, good luck to you boys, like, if that's what you want to do.
Did the department, were they fresh off watching Mrs. Doubtfire and thought, hang on a minute,
I
there's
think they
something
had.
going on
They
here.
had 10 children and 14 grandkids. And they're like going, they like just started laughing. Going, you wear the ones you gender test.
That's got all this. That's got all the smell of a Royal Commission where they know the answers
Oh,
before they actually do
exactly. It's like, well, this is what we'll do. So that was the first gender testing in the Commonwealth Games. In 2010 in Delhi, they did the. You hear this story every Olympics, every Commonwealth Games. They handed out in the athletes' village condoms and contraception and all this sort of stuff. And so they handed out so many that it turned out that the toilets couldn't keep up with the amount being flushed down the toilets and the sewerage.
Nova Christmas party. Unbelievable. You're stealing our moves. It does seem, whenever those numbers come out, they just seem high, don't they?
They always
20 per person.
100,000 condoms, 20,000 athletes. No, 5,000 athletes, 20 per person.
That's right. It seems a bit high.
Mate.
Oh, yeah. They were saying...
They've got to compete
What's
and
your
stuff.
doubling?
They've got other things to do there.
Debauchery afterwards, though, Swan.
Apparently it's just an orgy, Swanee.
Yeah, because they're all hot, Swan.
Yeah.
And they're all hot and they haven't done much for 4 years.
What about the what about the older women's bowlers?
I still agree.
They were some of the worst offenders, I heard.
Titus, how's the podcast going? It's called Sports Bazaar.
Yeah, this week we did the worst event in Olympic history. So wherever you get your podcast.
Number 1 on iTunes. Congratulations.
All the best.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Morning, Melbourne. It's 8 o'clock. It's going to be another beautiful day. Yesterday was an absolute cracker. I walked like Cliffy Young yesterday. Every time I'd get home from a big walk, I'd go, no, I'm going to go out again, enjoy the weather while I could.
Are you an addict?
Well, because I'm doing this Fred Hollow's, big walk.
Yeah.
And I've committed to 300 kilometres, and I do get nervous that I'm not going to get there. So yesterday, I was a bit bonkers. I did 18 kilometres yesterday.
Jesus.
But it's good that I've got that in the bank. It means that I can, get my period and not feel like walking or
Right on.
be tired and not feel like walking, and I've got some in the bank.
You need a little scooter. Like a little scooter around the city. Dino just got a brand new scooter.
Oh,
this morning.
yeah.
I saw that parked down. Is that?
I saw it
next
with
to
a
the
pot
Swift.
plant.
What do you mean? Why have you got the Swift and a scooter down there?
The funny thing is, the scooter's next to the Swift, and it's worth more than the Swift by a good grand.
I took it for a ride this morning.
Mate, hey.
In the car park.
I'll give you a quick scooter update. This couple in Vermont, they're called Electric Kicks. I know. They got ram raided, right? People, drug addicts like stealing scooters, right? And it's the hottest item to steal. These poor couple, their shop got ram raided.
Oh, my God.
They heard that 2 of my scooters got nicked. So I went out to the warehouse and got this new boy. And
Did
let
you
me
pay
tell
for
you.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Let me tell you. It is quick, John.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I even I went so quick I could kick over a pot plant while I was flying along on the scooter.
And, hey, they gave me...
Well done.
Thank you.
Things
I was
are
like
going
a
well.
Karate Kid, wasn't it?
Things are going well.
I got a lock so strong that you'd need an industrial angle grinder to steal it now.
I'll steal that. I could steal that thing in about 10 minutes.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because if you do steal it, I've got another insurance policy, which is the psychopath Campbell Brown. I've hidden a tracking device in it, so if it does get stolen, Campbell's going to go to the place where it is.
Oh, that's great.
And just ask some questions, is how he put it.
Genius.
So there's a scooter update, gang.
I love that scooter update.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
There's a couple of things just to getting off the desk, clearing the desk, the out tray.
Great.
One. Thank you, John. One, remember last week was Best of Dino Volume 4, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I think the next day I played some offcuts that didn't make it, Swanee.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
And every morning I've come in and Mount in the audio department, the guru, has said, when are you going to play this one? When are you going to play this one? And I go, I thought I played them all last week. You know what I mean? I thought I played the best of Volume 4 in its entirety, and then next morning I came in with some stuff.
The appendices.
Yes, that this little genius that I couldn't fit in.
There's no
from our
more,
boy one.
surely.
Well, apparently there is, but I wasn't here for it. But you interviewed, is it Tim Hanley?
Yes.
What's his story?
He's from Bachelor in Paradise.
Right. Bachelor in Paradise, right? So this is how I've listened to this, and obviously it was too long to put in the best of Volume 4 for Dino, but I've listened to this and I really enjoy Swanee. You are up and about early with a big. You can hear the inflection in the voice. You're ready to go. You're ready to just give this guy a pump up, and then just enjoy. This is you guys with Tim Hanley.
First things first, Tim. Angie should have picked you all along. What's your reaction to the recent news of the demise of Angie and Carlin's relationship?
I'm going to pick up the phone.
We'll keep slide into my DM.
Sorry, mate. Dino hadn't hit the button. Oh, Tim.
Brothers up!
What do you think about Carlin and Angie not making it?
Everyone keeps sliding in my DMs going, fire your shot, now's your chance. I'm just like, relax. It was like a year ago, hey.
Jeez. Louise. What else?
Louise. What else?
With all of the bits from Volume 4 and then the offcuts next day, you know the question I get asked the most every time? Did that go to air? And I go, yes, this all went to air. That's the amazing.
It's good to get a reminder.
Jeez Louise.
What else?
Dino,
That's the sort of people they put on television.
that is a T-shirt. Jeez Louise, ... what else? But is that not a great T-shirt?
I would wear that.
I'd forgotten about the what else.
Well, of course.
So early on in the interview as well.
But you forget about everything because as Brodie once told me, he said, this man does 6 things every day. That if he was every morning he does 6 things that if he was at another radio station, there'd be a meeting after the show. And in this work situation, you just get to stroll off into the night on a new scooter.
Yeah, it's just the thing. Like
because you're magical.
Yeah, sometimes you're on radio for that long, you get so comfortable that maybe you get too comfortable.
Well, like not picking up the phone for their guests. It's one of you just done the biggest intro of all time, ready to go.
I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to pick it up now.
Hey, he was a dunce. And
You're
he wasn't. He was all right.
Like you're punching the desk trying to get the buttons to work.
Yeah, it doesn't work. That's why.
Hey, listen, I'm going to mention.
Jeez Louise, what else?
I'm not going to do this justice. I'm just going to mention it because then I want to do a deep dive on it next week, right?
Right.
But there's some news this morning that I didn't even know where to start. I'll just get it out. That Conor McGregor and Jake Gyllenhaal are in talks or are about to do a remake of the Patrick Swayze movie Roadhouse.
Oh, okay.
Now, I haven't seen that film, but it's got it's famous for having a very dirty scene, hasn't it?
It's a long time ago.
Well,
What's the sexy movie?
No, it's not. No, I'll give you the premise.
It's trucker.
It's alleged. Tell me you're not in of all this. Sorry, tell me you're not in if you hear this as a premise for a movie.
Mm-hmm.
A legendary bouncer comes to restore order of a notorious bar, but runs afoul of a ruthless crime boss who owns the town.
Oh, I'm in.
Hey, have you seen it?
Come on, no.
You've missed it. Brownie, was it one of yours?
I haven't seen it for a long time.
Sounds
I wouldn't be
creepy
able to
to
pick
me.
up on it.
You're a bit younger than me,
Yeah,
possibly.
yeah.
That would maybe.
Yeah.
Are you sure there's not a very dirty scene in it?
So, look, I remember Patrick Swayze.
Sam would know.
Yeah, no, Patrick Swayze plays Dalton. Kelly Lynch is in it.
Kelly Lynch.
You okay?
Breathe.
Is everyone okay? Someone get the defibrillator.
Get him a shot.
Kelly Lynch is in it with a scene that right there with Patsy Kensit from Lethal Weapon 2.
really?
Maybe that's what I'm thinking. I knew that there was a very dirty scene in it at the time, and it was like, "Phew, have you seen Roadhouse?"
See, what about the idea that he's a bouncer? He comes in and cleans joints up.
How good was Swayze back in that day?
Strong.
Mate,
No one better.
His famous quote: "I want you to be nice until it's time to not be nice." Then he'll smash you. That's what's going to happen.
Who was he saying that to?
Everyone.
The world.
Yeah, the world. No,
everyone.
to bad customers, Swanee. Oh no, sorry. He was saying that to his bouncers that he'd employed for the night. He was getting them, he was like a drill sergeant getting his troops ready.
Pop-up speech.
Like any given Sunday, but Roadhouse version.
Exactly, and then the other one was always take it outside. Never in the bar.
Like that.
I'm talking about a movie possibly many people haven't seen, but I tell you, it's getting remade, so you'll
that's
see
what
it then.
Stephen May and Jake Melksham did.
Where
they
at?
took it outside at the Onshcott across
Sounds
the road.
gravy in to me.
So it leads me to this segment that we haven't done for a while, Brownie.
Previously on If I Know Brownie.
If I know Brownie well enough, you'll be able to tell me who Shelley Marcone is.
Shelley Marcone is the owner of the LA Stallions and the Last Boy Scout.
Tango and Cash. You'll be able to tell me his character's first names.
Sylvester Stallone's character's name is Ray Tango. Kurt Russell's character, his name is Gabriel Cash.
Now here's more If I Know Brownie.
So this is the other thing people ask me, is this set up? This is, after working with everyone for so long, and I've done it with you, Chrissie, I've done it with Dino, but with you, mate, I feel like if I know you, you'll know the answers to some of these questions.
This is a high-stakes conversation.
So that was, once again,
It hasn't been set up.
another beautiful intro from Mount. By the way,
Beautiful.
The last time I asked Brownie, the last time we did this, mate, I think you nailed it again. What was the sponsor of the car that Cole Trickle was driving in the final race of Days of Thunder?
Well, Rowdy Burns' car used to be sponsored by Exxon. However, when Cole Trickle took it over in the last race of the Daytona 500, it was sponsored by Mallow.
No,
So much information.
so much detail. No, like I thought he's taking the long way. He was not.
Yeah.
He knew the answer from the start.
It's when he drops the word, however.
Yes.
You son of a bitch.
So this is a new one today. You
Jeez,
ready for
this
this?
is,
And Swanee, you get nervous because
I do.
There's stakes here, and there's I
Been
have.
busy at home.
All good.
Didn't sleep well.
Hey.
It's a lot happening at home.
Hey.
Are you nervous too that maybe you won't be able to back it up for the fourth time?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
High stakes, like you
High
said.
stakes.
But it doesn't matter. It's not friendship defining. It's just what I think. If I know you, you'll
Well,
know
this is
this. And if you
segment
don't-
defining, though. This could be the end of the segment.
Oh, well, that's true. Would that be a massive loss? Keep rolling them out. By the way, it's 10 new ones every week. Some of them got to stick. If I know you, Brownie, you'll be able to tell me the character's name and obviously the movie, and you'll be able. Basically, if I know you, Brownie, you'll be able to tell me everything you can about this song and why it's significant. All right, what do you got?
Okay, that was the introduction song for Rick Vaughan, a fictional character played by Charlie Sheen, who's a relief pitcher.
In the movie?
In the movie Major League, set in 1990, I believe, where the Cleveland Indians go on an extraordinary fairy tale run from the lower rungs of the ladder to the pennant champions on the back of Rick Vaughan's dominance at the pitching mound.
You son
He's
of a
done it
bitch.
again.
Come on. What more can he do?
That is the most impressive 60 seconds that this show has ever enjoyed.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
You know how I've got these theories that are really apropos of nothing, and I make them up. For example, if your firstborn child is a girl, it's going to look like the dad. If it's a boy, it's going to look like the mum.
Oh,
Brownie's kids to a T.
Liver will be flat.
And I see it.
Say that again.
If your firstborn is a girl, they will look like their dad.
Well, that's wrong. Liv looks like Kylie.
No, she doesn't.
Looks like JB.
She doesn't look anything like
I hope she's
Kylie.
not listening to this.
No, she's beautiful. You're beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I thought, good on you.
She doesn't look anything like Kylie.
Nah.
Jack looks like Kylie.
No.
Yes, 100%. Anyway, this is not what we're
Bam
talking
Bam's
about.
got a bit of me.
Of course he has.
No,
that
he doesn't.
hairline.
He's got the
He
strong
doesn't.
hairline. He
Yeah.
does. He's blonde, though.
Anyway, so that's my theory, and I see it all the time in the world. And I've got another theory that you get braver with baby names the more kids you have. And you're a good example of that.
Yeah, Macy.
Like the first one, Olivia, beautiful name, but, fairly common. Same with me, Leo, beautiful name, but fairly common, not brave. Then I have another baby, Kit. No one's called Kit. It's
true.
No one.
If you and
you feel invincible, so you go, I'm going to call this kid whatever I bloody want.
Except for Knight Rider's car.
Different spelling, though.
Yeah.
Sort of like your hairdresser. Marina Pryor, same hairdresser, but different haircut.
If you win again, your next one will be called Powerful. That's
Legend.
Yes.
Remember we did that last week? There was a baby that was just born called Legendary. Nick Cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got
Legendary.
form, though, because he's got another kid called Powerful.
And
the greatest name ever.
It'd be off trend.
And you, if you had a fourth child, you would call it Legendary, Dairy, as a nod to your
That's pretty
nice,
good.
yeah.
That's good.
Good, I like that.
Well, here's an example of someone that goes against my hypothesis. This woman has 12 kids.
Jesus.
12. And she started strong. She started brave, which is not usually how it works. She's got Malachi, Junior, Johnny, Trinity, Messiah, Jojo, Love, 7, Royal.
7? What was she, a Seinfeld fan? That's unbelievable.
No, the movie, Brad Pitt's movie. Great movie.
Oh, imagine being named after that evil film.
Feel good thriller.
Feel good.
Rom-com.
Feel good.
It's a rom-com by the end of it.
It is. Who knew what was in that box, huh?
I had a fair idea.
Royal, Heavenly.
Royal.
And then she has a son called Michael.
Yes.
That's unbelievable.
I'm going to go through them again.
Yes.
Can I just say something about some of them as you go along?
Yeah, sure. Malachi.
Children of the Corn?
Children of the Corn ruin that for everyone.
But
He
she
wants
just-
you too, Malachi.
She just, depending on what she's been watching that night, she just names them after that.
It's true. Same goes for Junior. She just watched that Arnold Schwarzenegger film.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Emma Thompson's vehicle.
Jani, Jahni, made up.
I got nothing.
Johnny.
Trinity, The Matrix.
Yes.
Messiah.
Me.
Jesus Christ,
Monty
Superstar.
Python?
Must have watched. Have you been paying attention?
You idiot.
I watched on the couch. Saw you, Brownie.
Yeah,
Well, I'm going to call this kid Messiah.
Jojo.
Jojo.
I've got
Lee,
Flojo.
get out
Yes.
right now.
Forgotten banger.
See, it's a
good
great
song.
song.
That is a good song.
It's the end of you and me. She was like 12 years old or something when she recorded that. Love.
Love Actually.
Aha.
Come on,
7.
Sam, lift.
7's
We've
after
spoken about 7, the movie, the thriller.
Well, there's the movie, but also you haven't seen Seinfeld, Brownie. But George has a kid's name that he wants if he ever becomes a father, he would call the kid 7, and then it's stolen off him. Which 7's not a good name, by the way.
7. Someone had a great song called 7. Prince had a great song called 7.
Are you allowed to spell 7? If you named a
find it.
kid 7, are you allowed to spell it S-E,
The
number
7.
7, and then E-N? You allowed to do that on the birth certificate?
It's a good question. I don't think so. In fact, some of these wouldn't get through in Australia. I don't think you can call someone Messiah. Anyway, so then we move on to Royal.
After Royal Tenenbaum.
Yes, the great Gene
Right.
Hackman character.
No,
Heavenly?
I thought Brian Royal, the former assistant coach for Melbourne and the Western Bulldogs.
I think you're right too.
Thank you.
Heavenly?
Heavenly.
In Excess fan.
Yeah, that was Michael Hutchinson, Paul
Yes, was too.
Yates' child. Heavenly
Harani,
Harani, Tiger Lily. And then Michael.
After the John Travolta movie.
Great John Travolta Angel film.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Manu Feldel. You may have seen him recently on SAS Australia, Dancing with the Stars, Plate of Origin, Australia's Got Talent, and of course Ready Steady Cook. But now he's back once again for his big kahuna, My Kitchen Rules. It premieres after the Commonwealth Games on 7 and 7+. Here's Manu.
Manu, welcome.
Bonjour.
Have you gone to the Larry Emder School of Acceptance and you just say yes to everything?
No. No, what do you mean?
That is a fair rap sheet of TV shows.
Hang on, that's 15 years. That's not just in I'm not.
Are you
Sonia
saying
Kruger.
no? This is a
harsh.
great.
I would have thought it was a bit of a harsh introduction to a.
No.
Thank you very much, Sam.
You're just the
She basically called me
a
a TV slut.
Why would you have done SAS? I've got to ask.
And
Sounds hard.
I've been asking the same question to myself, but I just watched the first series and I went, as a man, I want to do this. And the first hour of the first day, I went, what the F am I doing here?
Yes.
I want to go home. Take me home.
How long did you last?
Nearly 3 days.
3 days. But as a Frenchman, that's pretty good. You know what I mean?
Sounds straight in.
To only surrender after 3 days, that's pretty good, isn't it?
Oh, that's harsh.
No, but we got the first.
A war gag, everyone.
It's a topical stuff.
Come on.
Thank you very much.
Anyway, we heard the one about Franz Ferdinand.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, we do. We love you. We haven't seen you.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
We love you to death.
Yes.
We haven't seen you for ages, and I'm so excited that My Kitchen Rules is coming back, and with Nigella Lawson. What was she like to work with? I've never met her, but I love her.
What do you think?
I feel like, honestly, I think she would be all business, spend a lot of time in her trailer separately, garnering her energy, and then come out and give 1,000% and then disappear again.
No. You're half right and half wrong.
Okay.
She's one of the boys, and she gives 150%.
Oh,
yeah.
interesting.
And she gets cranky when she's hungry, which is very funny.
Yes. Yeah. How does that manifest? What does she look like when she's cranky?
Oh, well, she just says it. Like, she said, I don't mind working long hours, and I don't mind working after you told me I was going to be finished, but I'm starving. Where's the food?
Yeah.
Well, that's a real thing. It's scientifically proven recently that being hangry is a real thing. Also, Nigella has appeared. We haven't met her in person, but she has appeared on this show, Manu. And we thought the chat was going well between myself and Chrissie and Brownie until Dino just crunched in with this one.
Hey, Nigella, have you ever cooked with weed?
No.
Okay, sure.
She was peckish, I reckon, in
I
hindsight.
think she was... That was when the interview wrapped up pretty quickly after that, Manu.
I get it.
Manu is a good question. She's a chef and it's an ingredient.
It is indeed. You can cook with it. It makes you hungry. you get the munchies.
Have you ever cooked with weed?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. There you go.
Why does it always end up being, chocolate based, like chocolate brownies and
cookies.
cakes? Is it because that's a strong flavour as well?
No, there's many restaurants in Canada and some in the States that are now cooking with oils. Yeah, some cannabis oils and stuff like that. Yeah, you can go and have degustation. I've got different drops of different.
And what are those restaurants called, friend?
I've got no idea. I haven't been there.
Manu, Nigella, get it, right?
Yes.
Who else? Guest judges Colin
Fastnich.
Yeah, the great one. And Curtis Stone.
Yeah.
And then you've also... You've wheeled out, because you're contractually obliged to Channel 7, the just pompous windbag Matt Preston, right? Who had gardening leave all last year, and now they've had to wheel him out again because, what else are we going to do with him? We grabbed him from 10 on a big contract.
Correct.
How is it working with Matt? We love him.
And I love him too. The thing is with Matt is he just knows everything.
I was going to say he knows more about more things than anyone I've ever known.
I think he turned 149 this year.
It's extraordinary. There is not... Well, he's a true Renaissance man, I think.
He's got a family member in every single country in the world.
Has he?
I've got a Greek family. I've got a...
Has he got a Greek connection?
I don't know. Every time we chat, he's got someone that he knows somewhere in the world.
My Kitchen Rules is a total juggernaut. What can we expect this season, apart from Nigella?
It's actually a smaller version of. And the last few series, there was a lot of
drama.
What was the drama?
It was sort of Married at First Sight
around the table
in the kitchen. Yeah.
Well, why did you let that happen?
Well, I didn't. But I really like
you were there.
Sounds like you lost control of the kitchen.
I was there and I was there and I ran away from it. But a lot of people complain about it, I think. And I think we realized that we had to go back to basics and go back to food and go back to pleasure and
Well, I think people forget that it started as just a friendly neighbourhood competition where you'd go to someone's house. It was almost like a progressive dinner party. It was great.
So it's back to that.
So we're getting back to that. That is fantastic.
Speaking of dinner parties, you know one of the great lunches in my mind. I don't know if it could ever happen. Would be I would be there, but you, Preston, Jocks on Frillo. That would be a good lunch. That'd be a cracking lunch.
We can make that happen.
Are you all mates?
Yeah. Of
really?
course. Yeah.
Yeah, whether you're all in different, shows and competition.
We worked in different restaurants. We worked for different networks. It doesn't mean we, are you guys not friends with other radio people?
Yeah, we are. We are.
Exactly. Same.
Hey, Manu,
Same.
I read yesterday on Instagram that Curtis Stone is opening a restaurant here in Melbourne called Grace. Did you see that?
No.
Yes.
No.
Well, why would you bother keeping up to date with any of your co-hosts?
Well, no, but the guy. I thought I was busy. The guy's busy. Busy, like the word busy.
Yeah,
with a big B.
Yeah, because he's got a couple of restaurants in America. They're opening here, which will just be amazing. Really? I love Curtis.
Before you go in the cone, I've got to ask you this question because I haven't had a chance.
Did you say in the cone or on the cone?
In the cone. Nigella's here. Now, in the cone. Do you have when you cook a bolonaise?
Yes.
What's something unique to your bolonaise, do you think? That you're happy to share? I ask this all the time.
I use a little bit of spec bacon.
Yes, spec bacon.
And put the rind. You
leave the rind in the sauce.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Parmesan rind, do you mean?
The
rind of the spec.
The spec and the Parmesan. Yeah.
I do that too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, let's. Do you want to come into the cone with me?
Sure.
It's only you and me in there, and no one else can hear what we're saying.
Let's lower the cone. Wrong one.
No, wrong one. Manu. Alone.
Hello.
Alone at last. I can hear weird giggling outside the.
I thought we were just you and I.
It is. It's just you and I. Finally, alone at last. I didn't see you at the Logies, or did I?
Nope.
Why weren't you there?
I don't think we had any shows to be presented.
Do you hate the Logies?
I wouldn't say hate, but it's a long night.
It is a long night. It is a long night. But you know what? I hadn't been out of the house for so long. It was so exciting. Honest now, no one can hear. Was Nigella a little bit intimidating?
Before I met her, I was a little stressed, I suppose. But as soon as I met her, it was just like bling. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Sometimes people in certain industries get mad when, for example, stand-up comedians are very funny about people that make a living being funny that aren't stand-up comedians, and then they're referred to as stand-up comedians.
Yeah.
She's not a chef.
No.
But she's made a fortune from food.
Yeah.
Are you like, who do you think you are?
No, not at all. Actually, I had an amazing interview with her for about 45 minutes and trying to understand how she started. And she was a journalist and a great cook. And her husband said, why don't you write a cookbook? And she said, don't be silly. And then she wrote a cookbook and you went berserk and then decided to do a bit of
I just love her. I can't wait to see her. You and her together. Name a more iconic duo. I've got a controversial opinion here. Oh, hang on. Dino has asked me to ask you a question. Have you ever done it in the cool room?
Maybe.
Oh!
Okay, I'll pass it on. I'll pass it on when we get out of the cone. I've got two controversial opinions.
It was a suckling pig.
I've got two controversial opinions and I've never told anybody because there's this great snobbery around carbonara.
Oh.
And it's one of my favourite
Me too.
sauces. And I had it yesterday at Mario's in Fitzroy. If you haven't had it there, you've got to. I like cream in my carbonara.
No.
And I know that that's not right. And for years I haven't made it that way. I've made it with the egg yolk and the parmesan, made it. But every time I go out and it arrives and I see that it's got the cream, I get secretly delighted.
Do you?
Yeah. Now, are you just saying that it shouldn't have cream?
I think, okay.
Is that peer pressure or is it really?
The traditional is no cream. It doesn't mean that you can't put cream.
But so many traditional places, Italian places, put a bit of cream in it.
Well, they're not born in Italy. They're born here. It's a second. You know, I do believe that if you want to do the traditional way, you don't divert, but then you can modernize anything.
Yeah,
you know
I love it so much. Also, curly parsley, I believe, is superior to flat leaf.
I don't think it's got any difference, to be honest with you. I think
so much more flavour.
It's a little bit more moist. It's got more juices in it, I think.
I think it's best for both of us if we raise the cone now.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
No, wrong one again. Oh.
What happened? What did we miss?
The answer to your question is maybe.
That's a yes, Manu.
Yeah. Catch Manu and the brand new judge, the gorgeous Nigella Lawson, on My Kitchen Rules. It starts this Sunday night on 7 and 7+ after the Commonwealth Games.
Thank you.
Oh, is it this Sunday night?
Yes, it is.
Right
yes,
on.
Yes, it is.
It's good to see you, man.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for your phone.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie, Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissie, Sam and Brownie, unless it's a weekend.
Over 100.